This is a pretty strange and controversial time for CTA or any sort of public transit service in Illinois like Metro or Pace, especially with public funding getting cut, and also the idea of CTA no longer being a 24-hour service. I know people that work the third shift are probably punching the air right now. And with all this stuff being in the news as of late, I thought I would take it upon myself to finally make the first episode of this web series. This is something I was thinking about the other day while riding the CTA bus to work myself. So picture this. Every day, thousands of people ride the CTA, relying on buses and trains to get to work, like myself. Other people take it to go to school or anywhere in between. Anywhere in the city or within city limits, right? I began to ponder in the event of an accident happening, like a car accident. What occurs regarding the driver of the bus, people on the street, people on the bus, and people in neighboring cars or cars that got hit, especially those involving uninsured or underinsured drivers. Because believe me, Chicago has a lot of those. I was also wondering if like people who evade the fare, which has been happening a lot as of late on trains and buses alike, I was wondering if those people are also covered. I don't need to tell you that Chicago is a city that runs on public transit, and yet while riders are encouraged to use buses and trains to avoid the dangers of traffic or to decrease the carbon footprint of the city, they're not completely shielded from these dangers. The dangers of traffic, I mean. In the event of another driver hitting the bus, causing an accident, and the driver at fault not having adequate insurance, the fallout always kind of lands squarely on the passengers. The CTA has liability insurance, but it also functions as a self-insurer. And with that info, riders injured in crashes often discover that collecting compensation isn't as straightforward as you may think. Unlike private car accidents, where you deal directly with insurers, or like people on the street if they don't have insurance, CTA cases involve layers of bureaucracy, legal deadlines, and sometimes disputes over fault. For uninsured or underinsured collisions, things get even trickier. Many passengers don't even realize that if the at-fault driver can't pay or doesn't carry enough coverage, the safety net isn't as strong as they may think. So if you're hurt because of CTA's negligence, in the example that I've been providing here, like a bus crash or unsafe conditions at a station, they pay the claims directly, but you only got a short window to act. Usually, if I recall correctly, about a year to file a claim, and if they deny it, you can sue, but it's not that simple. These are never like straightforward court cases. Injuries from transit accidents often lead to heavy medical bills, lost wages, and long-term recovery. And usually the average rider, like myself at one point, probably assumes that they're automatically protected simply because they're on a CTA vehicle. And I'm here to inform you that that's not the case. On the topic of fare evaders, even if you didn't pay the fare, the CTA still has a duty to not harm you. So technically you can still file a claim if you jump over the turnstile at the CTA train station. But because you technically were not supposed to be there, the CTA has room to push back. And that makes it harder to win like a claim or a court case and stuff like that, especially because CTA stations have become almost like a surveillance state. They have cameras everywhere. Even some cameras, like the one in Harold Washington Library that has like facial recognition software. What am I trying to say with this? To conclude this video and this inaugural episode of my untitled web series, no. CTA riders are not automatically insured in the event of a car accident or a train accident or a bus accident, what have you. They are not automatically insured. But if the CTA is at fault, there is a path to compensation. It just requires a lot of quick action and a clear understanding of the rules. Rules of which are a tad unfortunate and weird.